Do you know what annoys me?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that annoy you, Matt. I know a lot of things that annoy you.
Oh. When my favorite musicians and bands, their signature song, the song that they're most known for, is my least favorite song of theirs. Do you know what song I hate? Oh, Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison.
Oh, really?
That's the title. It's not Pretty Woman. It's Oh, Pretty Woman. Even though he only says that once in the song.
And so it really should be Oh, Pretty Woman.
Yes. It's not a bad song, but I've heard it 10,000 times and I'm sick of it. The Stones. I don't like Satisfaction.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Not even when you're driving in your car? And a man comes on the radio?
I don't like Satisfaction except for when Devo sings it. Mm-hmm. The Devo cover Satisfaction I really, really like.
Great sing-along challenge is the... That is so hard to keep up with, yeah.
But it still has the stuff about it that makes Satisfaction.
It has the nervousness of the song. It's like, I can't get satisfaction. I need this. The singer for the song sounds like someone who can't get no satisfaction. When you know Mick Jagger can get plenty of satisfaction.
Yeah.
We're talking about sex with the ladies. If you didn't know what that song was about.
No, the song is about white shirts and cigarettes. Thank you for joining us on Unboxing, friends. We're going to find out what mysterious treasures have arrived in our P.O. box, and we're going to thank our donors, people who go to welcometothebasementshow.com and contribute. Why are you grunting while I'm talking?
Doing my bit.
Thomas, Kieran, Catherine, Stephanie, Nathan, Stephen, Chris, Tyler, JP, Maurizio, Sean, Kendall, John, Graham, Jenny, Robert, Mark, Tabitha, Christopher, Tito, Jonathan, Andrew, Corey, Paul, Danielle, Sarah, Vincent, Bridget, Eden, Jared, Austin, Reiner, Luke, and Neil.
I noticed the name Tabitha was in there. Matt. Was this your childhood kissing friend?
I don't think so. The rest of our donors later in the show. This is from John, St. Joseph, Missouri, handmade postcard. I was wondering if either of you have ever experienced...
A ghost? Maybe.
I was wondering if either of you have experienced FOMO, fear of missing out, in regards to movies coming out or some other facet of culture. I've experienced it with parties. I don't want to go to that party, but something interesting might happen, and I don't want to miss out on it. And what I've found in the years is that it's more unpleasant to go to a party you don't want to go to than to miss out on something you didn't want to miss out on.
We're going to stay out until bar time, not because we want to get drunk, but just because we don't want to miss life.
Yeah.
And then going to after bar. There must have been one after bar in my past that was the greatest party I ever went to because they all suck. Most movies I don't really have the time to catch up on.
And you never miss out on them because they're always around. I mean, that was more, in regards to culture, that fear of missing out was more from 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, when Twin Peaks was on and everyone's talking about it. Well, I better watch it because if I don't, it's just going to go away.
Yes.
Nothing goes away now. Robert, my girlfriend's birthday is on October 19th, and I was wondering if you'd wish her a happy birthday. Her name is Jen, and she's turning 33. She lives in Bakersfield. I live in Canada, close to Niagara Falls.
Not doing it this time.
Good.
Slowly,
She's the best girlfriend I've ever had. Well, happy birthday, Jen. Hope you have a good one.
Happy birthday, Jen. 33 was one of my favorite years. As the Hold Steady says, oh, to be 33 forever.
Jason Tucker, Esquire, the lawyer from Key West. Look at that.
Look at that. They have superheroes down there.
That's right.
Sexy superheroes.
With the recent glut of superhero movies, do you have a favorite superhero comic book adaptation of all time? TV adaptations are fair game, and he lists some examples here. George Reeves in The Adventures of Superman. Made for TV Captain America in the 70s. Japanese Spider-Man with a giant robot. I've never seen that, but I think that's my favorite. Just reading that off this postcard.
Since that reminds me, I'd have to say Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah. I didn't want to have that one.
Sean from Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Here are some island views. Hope your autumn is shaping up well, and thanks as ever for the basement.
Say hi to Highway 18 for me.
What's with you and highways?
What do you mean?
Why do you know all the highways?
He sent me a story called Highway 18 once, which is about that he teaches in his class.
Let's open up a couple packages.
All right, let's do that.
This is from our buddy Mitchell in Livingston, New York.
This is from David in Santa Clara, California. Santa Clara.
Mitchell writes, Dear Matt and Craig, you're welcome, and I am so sorry. He sends a film called Pass Through, a Neil Breen film.
Oh, Neil Breen. He might be the worst filmmaker of all time.
So this is a bad movie?
Yes. He's someone who puts an effort into being a bad filmmaker. He has a little bit of a budget. Just a little. Dear Matt and Craig encloses an anthology of pizza-related horror stories I worked on that... David Keaton, he works on a lot of anthology. He edits these things. And it's gotten down to this. This is a pizza-related one. Tales from the Crust.
He's like the Martin H. Greenberg of California.
He is the Martin H. Greenberg of California. Everyone says it.
You ever heard of this guy?
No.
Martin H. Greenberg was an editor of anthologies, mainly sci-fi and fantasy anthologies.
Okay.
I read his books, and I learned when I moved to Green Bay that he lived in Green Bay, and he would come into the B. Dalton bookstore that I worked at in the mall.
Really?
And he was the crankiest man you ever met.
Oh.
I think he would be pissed off that we wouldn't stock his books.
Oh.
Yeah, Martin H. Greenberg. David knows who he is. I guarantee it.
Here's some titles from Tales from the Crust, When the Moon Hits Your Eye, Upper Crust, Mickey and the Pizza Girls, which, there goes the name of my erotica novel, The Vegan Wendigo.
Well, it kind of looks like they're supernatural pizza stories based on the cover there.
Oh, yes, definitely. As well as a gift card to a local Madison pizza shop called Pizza Brutal. He spells it Pizza Brutal.
Pizza Bruto.
I rolled the dice thinking this place might be near you guys.
That's not the place that closed down, is it?
No, it's still open.
Okay. There's a place at Hilldale, a pizza place that closed down.
No, this is over on Monroe.
Okay.
Also included is literally the only pizza movie I could think of. Could this be the only pizza movie that even exists? Oh, Mystic Pizza.
Nice.
Keep doing what you're doing. We tune in every week. Thanks.
You and I should go out and have some pizza together.
We should.
Because Tona doesn't eat it.
She doesn't? Oh, this...
Do?
You don't eat...
Not tonight.
You don't eat non-gluten-free pizza.
Unless I do.
Well,
Okay, hold on.
okay, you can come along.
Also, cards from SLC Punk, a fine, fine movie about punk rock music in the Salt Lake City neighborhood.
And now viewer questions from viewers like you. That just never gets... I always love saying that. It's great.
For viewers like you. It's made for the PBS voice.
Jenny writes, what is a Luton bus? I mentioned this on a Seen It recently for the movie Cat People, and I should have re-explained what a Luton bus is because we haven't talked about it since our Cat People episode. It is a horror thriller device invented by producer Val Luton, where a tense situation is broken by the sudden intrusion of something that you think is the monster, but Sadie...
Like this.
She's being a Luton bus right now.
Actually, well, not really, but it's a cat person.
Something that you think is the monster, but it's actually just a harmless thing.
In this example, you're expecting a jaguar to jump out on a woman on a quiet New York City street, and you hear a psss.
And it's a bus.
Yeah.
The cat in Alien is a classic Luton bus.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here, you bus. Are we just going to sit there? Oh. Did she bump the camera?
No.
You, Jenny, should watch our Cat People episode.
Cat people, bop, bop. Victoria Tomas Panova writes, if you had a dream movie you can make, who would you cast? My dream movie would have the cast of Tales from the Dark Side of the movie in a completely different movie. All actors that are very intriguing to watch. Just in a completely different movie.
So what's the movie?
I don't know what the movie is.
Well, you build all that build up. We don't get to know what the movie is.
The question is, who would you cast? That's my cast.
Okay, all right. Julie Christie is rocking that wimple.
I know. She's really one of the most beautiful women of all time. A wimple can't hold her back.
I love that boy and you changed him! You tricked me, dragon! Honor won't feed my belly nor shoe my horse.
My horse needs to be constantly shod because I fill my belly with horseshoes.
For you, I don't know where you are. If you're coming back, when you're coming back, you
just come and go as you please. You don't take my feelings into account.
You spoke them from your heart!
I vomited them up because I couldn't stomach them.
And because I had some bad fish.
I'll give you everything.
And I'll give you some of that sweet thang I got packed in my pantaloons.
What are they, Cornish? The cavalry is trapped by some fire traps.
He's turned the forest into a dragon.
What's your motivation in this scene, Julie Christie?
Hey, give her some credit. She's acting to a Post-it note on a stick right now.
Without you.
I can't live if living is without Draco.
Occasionally, or rather quite frequently, Matt gets record albums from you people who send them to us to open on this show. And you know what? He's got a stereo. He's going to listen to them.
Today's theme is soundtracks. I intended to have a lot more soundtracks to talk about, but I didn't get a chance to listen to all of them because the time got away from me. But I got two. First of all, we have Fritz the Cat, the soundtrack.
A movie we watched here on the show and didn't like.
No, we didn't. The soundtrack is a lot better than the movie. There's some nice kind of loungy jazz on here, courtesy of Bernard Purdie and people like that. There's also some kind of crappy rock and roll music, which I think was composed for this film. And the best part is no dialogue from the movie. I was very happy about that.
But it looks like, what, Bo Diddley and Billie Holiday
Oh
on
man,
that?
Bo Diddley, any Bo Diddley song is welcome, and there's a really lovely Billie Holiday song that I've never heard anywhere else. It's called Tomorrows. And here we have the soundtrack to Cleopatra, one of the most notorious flops in Hollywood history. Now this arrived to me shrink-wrapped, and I thought to myself, this is a strange thing to reissue. But okay, I'll listen to it. I opened it up and I thought, well, this smells kind of musty. And I realized that it was not a reissue. It was a sealed original copy of this soundtrack. In mono, this thing's been in plastic for 60 years, and I opened it up and listened to it. Check out the uninteresting gatefold there. Mm-hmm. A lot of words. I've seen this movie.
It's something I'm never going to do.
Right. It's 3 hours of a very mediocre movie.
Pageantry.
The soundtrack is very grand. It evokes images of antiquity. There's a song on here, there's a track on here where you know that someone is driving elephants over something. Elephants are being driven. There's a song on here where you know that someone is consulting with a mystic from the Far East. I don't know that these things actually happened in the movie Cleopatra, I don't remember, but that's what this music says to me. Give it a smell.
It smells like the Kennedy era.
I also have this CD, Rubbernecker by the Toadies. This was sent to us. We listened to this in the car together when we were going to see that movie.
Yes, it's Chapter 2.
This was grunge that I missed.
It's
back in
little
the 90s.
post-grunge because it was clearly done on the grunge formula, and it has that song, Possum Kingdom, on it, which is their one hit.
Yeah.
And that song still works to this day.
Yes.
Yeah.
To answer the musical question, I do not want to die.
Nope.
And now Craig will tell us about the rest of our donors.
Grace, the Harvey brothers, Brandon, William, the Factory Boy, Scott, Wilson, Malcolm, Benjamin, Kevin, Alexander, Michael, Dan, David, Christine, Mara, Marie, Mario, Michael, Jennifer, Eric, Ashton, Ann, Zach, James, Maura, Andrea, Philip, Melanie, Abigail, Adam, and Nicole. Thank you all.
Your efforts keep the basement afloat. We got 2 more packages.
All right.
I want to open that big box.
All right, here you go, Matt.
This says Fragile phonograph records on it, but not a lot of packing material in that.
This is from Aaron in Hell's Kitchen, and he keeps the artwork simple this time. R.I.P. Eddie Money.
That's right. Eddie Money has cashed out. He has gone through quite a change.
Just like Ronnie said.
Is that what he says? Just like Ronnie said?
Be my little baby.
I never knew that. I knew it was her, and I knew what song she was referencing, but I didn't know that he said that. Because I can't understand his marble-mouthed mumbling. Yeah, I know he's passed on.
Just like Ronnie said.
I don't know who this is from. I'm trying to find a note. There is a big stack of postcards here. And a wooden postcard. I'm going to hand those to you.
Yes.
And then we have a book of North Carolina waterfalls postcards.
All right, thank you. These postcards are North Carolina and some Michigan. Lots going on here. The Mackinac Bridge. There's a bear hanging out in the UP.
We've got Scotty Dogs, original black licorice. Now, normally I would say that this is for Tona, but I gotta say, with all this black licorice coming into the house, I've developed a taste for it myself. So I'm going to be enjoying these too. And something that perhaps is not for Tona, perhaps it is, we've got Rocket Fizz Black Licorice Soda. With the amount of packing material that was in this box, or the small amount, I'm surprised that this has survived. Where did it go? There are a couple stickers in here. We've got that sticker. Darth Vader sticker. And I saw a Beetlejuice sticker in here, but I'm not finding it now. And then we have 3 records. First of all, we've got The Outstanding Mystery Discovery of the Decade, Lace and Whiskey by Alice Cooper. Whitney Houston, Thinking About You.
Oh, she is thinking about me.
This is pretty cool. The Life Aquatic Studio Sessions featuring... I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Say Jorge?
I thought you knew this language.
No, I don't know Portuguese.
Oh, okay.
It's because I went to Portugal for 3 days.
The David Bowie songs that he did for the Life Aquatic, which that's great. I've always wanted to listen to this outside of the context of the movie, and now I get a chance to.
This is the last of the political stuff from my dad's collection. If you pinch Governor Dukakis' lower back, he'll give your fingers a squeeze. Here we go. Massachusetts Governor Mike Dukakis ran for president in '88. There you go. He's like a little koala bear. There's a bunch of stamps that have little president heads. This is a Nixon stamp. Eisenhower, Johnson.
Wow, that's cool.
That's really cool. Humphrey Muskie, vote Democrat. Didn't work.
I don't know how often you travel up to the northern wilds of the Great Badger State, but I thought you'd enjoy this article. The Fiberglass Totems of Wisconsin. There's a great big Paul Bunyan statue there. Got one of those in Minocqua, too.
Oh, is this from the Times? I read this article.
New York Times.
Yeah.
Statues of Wisconsin.
Thank you, Aaron in Hell's Kitchen. Thank you, Governor Dukakis.
We've got over 180 episodes from our back catalog that we have made. So much content. Perhaps you've missed one. So at this point in the show, when we recommend an episode from our back catalog, we don't watch many documentaries here on the show. To date, we've only watched 3. And so I'm going to recommend one of those today, and that is our Pumping Iron episode. A young Arnold Schwarzenegger brimming with confidence. A young Lou Ferrigno stewing in angst. These 2 powerhouses come together, and the result is pure dynamite.
Sure.
Maybe overselling the episode a little bit, but you should check it out anyway.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
There is a button at the end of this video for that episode and also that Cat People episode that I was talking about earlier. You can click on them and check them out, and now you can check out this. Buzz Feitshins the Fourth. Because when your last name is Feitshins, you want to name your child Buzz 4 times. What do you think, Mrs. Feitshins? Another Buzz?
Oh, he is our first boy. That is tradition. The second one, we named the backup name Goozard.